Let's shake. All right, I have a favorite book for you today. I love this one. It's called Pete the Cat, I Love My White Shoes. Story by Eric Litwin. Art by James Steen. Not that James Steen. Here we go. Pete the cat was walking down the street in his brand new white shoes. Pete loved his white shoes so much that he sang this song. I love my white shoes. 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 Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of strawberries. What color did it turn his shoes? Red! Did Pete cry? Goodness no. He kept walking along and singing his song. And here Pete is thinking, everything is cool. He wasn't worried about getting his shoes dirty. I love my red shoes. 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 Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of blueberries. What color did it turn his shoes? Blue! Did Pete cry? Goodness no! He kept walking along and singing his song. Awesome! I love my blue shoes. 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 Oh no! Pete stepped in a large puddle of mud. What color did it turn his shoes? Brown! Did Pete cry? Goodness no. He kept walking along and singing his song. Groovy. I love my brown shoes. 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 Oh no! Pete stepped in a bucket of water, and all the brown, and all the blue, and all the red were washed away. What color were his shoes again? White! But now they were wet. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. He kept walking along and singing his song. Rock and roll! We like rock and roll, and so does Pete. I love my wet shoes. 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 Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. The moral of Pete's story is, no matter what you step in, keep walking along and singing your song, because it's all good. What a great lesson from Pete the cat, right? Sometimes things happen that we don't plan for and that maybe we don't like so much, but we can try to see the good in everything, right? Pete just celebrated having different colors of shoes. That's why a lot of the time in our classroom, we talk about fortunately when something good happens and unfortunately when something not so great happens. And we try to find the positives in all the situations. Fortunately, unfortunately. I wanted to show you, when I was at the thrift store the other day, I found a brand new pair of shoes for the playground at school when I go back. They're sandals anyway, and I was really excited because they are perfect for the playground. They're plastic Birkenstocks and they can get wet. Check it out. I love my red sandals. 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 Hey, now that we're looking at my sandals, check out my toes too. My toes are different. I have a really long toe that I painted pink, and the other ones are super short. When I was a kid, sometimes other kids made fun of these toes because they're so different. And that made me feel uncomfortable, so I used to hide my toes away so no one could see them. But then I was uncomfortable in a different way because my feet were always hot in the summer because I was wearing socks and shoes. But now that I'm older and I've thought about it some more, I decided I don't care what other people think. They're my toes and I love them. So now I even paint them in that fancy way to show off how much I love my toes that are different. It's okay to be different, right? I have one more quick story today. In the last few videos, we talked sometimes about different languages and that the language we speak is English in our classroom most of the time. But certainly there are people in our classroom who speak different languages too. The lovely Abir, who is a teacher in our room, teaches us some Arabic sometimes, which is super special. We've learned some fun songs. And there are other languages too. I've told you my daddy is from France, so I know a little bit of French. And when Chris and Jackson were little, this is one of their favorite stories that one of my aunts sent from France for them. So I'm going to read it to you in the French words, like it says in this book. And then I'll also tell you every page what that means, okay? It's a great story about imagining, pretending. This girl's name is Zuza. And Zuza has an imaginary friend of a crocodile. How interesting. What a great imagination. Let us read. Le dîner de Zuza. Zuza's dinner. Zuza dans la cuisine ne veut pas son dîner. Zuza is in the kitchen and she does not want to eat her dinner. J'aime pas. I don't like it. Le dîner dit, puisque c'est comme ça, je pars. The dinner says, if it's going to be like this, then I'm leaving. This is a silly pretend story, right? Your dinner can't talk. But I love it. What a great imagination. And here the dinner is saying, je pars, moi aussi je pars. I'm leaving too. Dîner, reviens. Dinner, come back, says Zuza. And the dinner says, adieu, Zuza, which means goodbye, Zuza. I guess that dinner didn't like it when Zuza said she didn't like the dinner. Le dîner s'envole et Zuza s'envole à sa poursuite. The dinner takes off and Zuza takes off after it. Look, they're flying out the window. No words on this page. Et le dîner tombe sous le nez d'un crocodile affamé. The dinner falls under the nose of a hungry crocodile. Il faut se battre. They have a battle. Mais Zuza gagne. But Zuza wins. Aïe, j'ai perdu! Ah, I have lost, says the crocodile. Le dîner demande, tu m'aimes, Zuza? The dinner asks, do you like me, Zuza? Dîner, je t'adore. Dinner, I like ya. Isn't that a silly story? I love it. And in French. See you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.